Welcome to the Graybeard Chronicles podcast. Your hosts, Brian Halstead and Kevin Harkins, are two gray-bearded patriots who love God, their family and friends, and their country. The Graybeards are here to inspire, inform, and educate you on a myriad of topics they are passionate about. Brian and Kevin have a strong desire to share this with you to help you live your best life. Sit back and enjoy this amazing podcast as the Graybeards pass along the wisdom of the ages.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Graybeard Chronicles. I'm Brian Halstead.
And I'm Kevin Harkins.
And Kevin, we're here to pass along some wisdom of the ages. What the heck does that mean?
We're not perfect, but we do have gray beards. And that means we've got some significant life experience, some life lessons, and some perspectives that are worthy of passing along.
Well, I think that sums it up nicely. Let's get to it. Kevin, what's going on, sir?
Let's get to it.
All right.
How you doing?
We're getting to it.
Yeah. How'd your Steelers do, by the way?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't? What do you mean you don't know?
I don't want to know.
You don't know?
I saw a little blurb with the score on it, and that's all I want to know.
Well, you know all the new, all the
horrible.
It could have been worse.
Yeah,
could have been worse. You could have been the Giants.
I don't even want to talk about.
All right.
Could have been the Giants. I watched a little bit of football. I mean, it was like on in the background, and we were doing other stuff, so I didn't really pay that much attention to it. You know, it does not garner my attention like it once did.
Okay, well, that's good. Giants played the Cowboys, NFC East showdown. Two of the teams that are up there, but not quite what the Commanders are. And so they played on Sunday night, the big Sunday night game. And it was let's just say that unexpectedly the Cowboys pulled out an old-fashioned can of whoop ass. And
Nice.
And the final score 40-0.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What are they? Cowboys trying to make up for the scoring they haven't done in the last decade, all in one game, or what?
Yeah. And of course, all the hype now is Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl, which they say every year for like the last 15 years.
Right.
And they haven't.
I don't want to talk about football.
All right. All right. I'm good.
I'm just messing with you. I do want to say this, right? So it is exciting with what's going on with the Commanders.
Yeah.
And I keep my fingers crossed that name changes before too long.
Yeah.
I
kind of hope so.
I certainly hope that I don't know that it was by design, but I know you saw the picture with the inside of John Riggins' jacket.
No, I didn't.
You didn't see that.
No.
Well, he was at the game. You saw that, right?
Okay.
Well, so he opens his sport coat, which was like a blue exterior, darker colored.
Right.
But he opens his sport coat up to reveal the liner, and it's got a burgundy liner with the Redskins logo on the inside of it.
Okay.
For you guys that are diehard fans of that team, I just hope and pray that these new owners have the wherewithal to bring that name back.
Well, they have they have a track record, I'll say that, with some other teams that have done well and continue to do well. So I'm not a fair weather fan. I'm with them through thick and thin, and I too hope that this is the beginning of a new era.
Yeah, I think it is.
Because you know why? In particular, they have been in frozen animation
look at you
for the last, I don't know, 20 years.
Little sneak word dabbler, you.
Yeah, they've been frozen in place,
right?
As a team that, as much as I hate to say it, just sucks.
Frozen in place. Does that work? Is that any good?
No, it does not good at all. Nothing good about it.
I think we should explore that topic a little more.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Tell me more about your thoughts on what they've been doing, right? And why you feel like they've been frozen in place, and how not productive that is.
All right. Well, so I won't get into all the bloody details on this. And again, this is not the official word of the team formerly known as the Redskins. This is my opinion. But there's just been this environment that has been created for really 20 years.
Hey, before we go any further, just double checking. I did push all the necessary recording buttons tonight, right? All right.
I think so.
Check,
Yeah.
check.
You said you were
See,
pushing
okay.
that because you were encouraging me to continue my antics, which I didn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So in that environment that was created, they just no matter how much optimism you could garner and drum up, it just was one disappointment after another. And so they weren't actually, I mean, they were playing games and they were doing their best, but I use that mostly as a transition into this topic tonight. Because I'm not sure I would call them frozen other than they seem to not be able to break out of this bottom rung tier of the NFL.
I would say if your definition of frozen for this purpose is the lack of positive forward momentum,
Yep.
then they absolutely have been frozen.
Yes, they have been frozen. Yeah, that's right. And there is some positive momentum going on right now. Not that the preseason matters at all, other than some, but they won all 3 preseason games. So what? Who cares? Doesn't mean anything. And then they won their home opener. So there's some new energy. It's different. It feels different. There you go.
All right. Good.
They're not frozen.
I'm excited for you. I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah, I'm excited for you too, kind of a little bit with the Steelers. I mean, not too much, but
it's all good. We'll just let that play
I know.
out.
Yeah,
we're gonna let that
you
play
bet.
out.
You bet. Oh man, I'm gonna be probably eating my words big time in another week or two.
Right. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, so this topic tonight I wanted to discuss. I threw this out there to you with zero context, which is the way you normally get it. But ultimately, the title that I picked is something to this this line of thinking, right? So, Frozen is a child's movie, not a life strategy. And that's all you got.
That's
and
all.
You're like, okay. I don't really know where you're going with this, but yeah, we can talk about it.
I know there's a movie called Frozen,
and you've never seen it.
I don't know anything about it. There's a
Fortunately, that matters not in this discussion.
Okay, all right. And is this the movie that has? Is there a song called Frozen, or is that a different? Is that a different Disney cartoon?
I don't know if the title of the song, but there is a very commonly known song associated with this movie.
Okay, all right. So that's what I know about.
It's got the whole the one section of lyrics that I remember has something to do with the cold never bothered me anyway. You may have heard that.
No,
or
no,
not.
Not ringing a bell.
Anyways, yeah, there are some songs associated with this movie.
Okay. And why did you pick it? Well, what was because that's kind of a, not that I really care about that. Why did you pick the topic of Frozen? So something in your mind, something in your life must have reminded you of somebody or yourself or a period of time where you were frozen and you wanted to talk about it and how that impacted you in your life and your decision making and all the things that were going on in your life at the time.
I was just wondering how long, if I didn't look at you and just kept smoking my pipe, how long you'd keep rambling with that. Apparently it was only like 45 seconds. Anyways, that's a great question. And I knew you were going to ask me that question. Honestly, I don't have an answer for it. And normally I do, right? So I'll normally something happens and it causes me to boom, think of a title, think of a subject for discussion. In this particular circumstance, I know that happened. I don't remember what I was doing, what I was reading, what I was watching that caused this to come to me. But I remember I took the time to write it down and make myself a note in my phone and list this as the title. So I don't, again, I don't know what it was in particular that caused this to jump out. But ultimately, when it did occur to me, the whole idea was the fact that, Frozen is indeed the title of a child's movie. It is not a life strategy. And how many people are going through their life on a day-to-day basis, year-to-year basis, just stuck in place. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, frozen and stuck in place are kind of the same thing.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. And would you say that that you personally have gone through a period like this, or folks close to you? Certainly, folks close to you. Somebody has gone through this.
Oh, without a freaking doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would challenge anybody that can actually look in the mirror and tell themselves, "No, I've never had that experience." And I just think they're lying to themselves. Yeah, I think at some point in everyone's lives, and hopefully, it hasn't been too frequent. And if it has been, then maybe we can offer some ideas on how to get out of that rut and focus on moving forward, because it's certainly not a productive place to be.
So let me tell you a story about this. Personal period of time that I went through years ago, where I was in this condition. I was frozen or stuck, or no, those both of those are appropriate words. And the thing that was interesting about that time, which I now know better, and this is one of those strategies to overcome it, is I kept hoping against hope that something, that God would come down and touch me, that a circumstance would change, that somebody would say something that would make me see the light of day. And all of those things, I was desperately, as I was in this stuck position, looking around, hoping to find, just desperately seeking an answer to, how do I go forward? Because I feel so stuck. And it never came. That kind of intervention in my life never came. And so finally, what broke the log jam, and this is one of the strategies, is I actually did something. And I'm not even sure I made a really profound decision to do it. I just said, I can't just stand here and do nothing forever. I got to do something. And so I just did something. And the next thing you know,
Did something else, and
right.
results started happening.
Right.
Yeah. That's it, man. That is the solution in a nutshell. Do something. And it might be the wrong something.
It might
initially,
be
and you'll get the immediate feedback from
there. You go.
And then you adjust and do something else. Just do something. Move forward in some way. Don't, it's like the equivalent of being in a firefight and being a stationary target. Right. Nobody wants to be a stationary target. That's not a good place to be. Move.
Right.
Move forward.
Right.
Move sideways, but move. Try not to move backwards. Well, that might differ if you're talking about, a tactical situation, but in life, there is no standing still. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards and losing ground.
You're right. And that as I think back about this period of my life, and this is a long time ago, but as I think back about that period, I remember feeling so incredibly just stuck, trapped, unable to make a move, because this, in my head,
right,
I was saying, no matter what direction I go in, it's going to be extremely painful. That's why I was stuck. I was afraid of, well, if I do this, that's going to hurt. If I do that, that's going to hurt. If I do this, and no matter what I did, it was going to be a painful situation. And so I just felt stuck, and it's really debilitating. But now that those of us who are a little older and have been through this a couple times,
right,
you realize just sitting there. And
so what got you over the hump, right? What got you to the point that you said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and proceed, knowing that there's going to be some pain here, or pain here. I'm just not going to stay here.
Right.
What got you to the point to make that decision?
I'm even embarrassed to tell you, I think just the pain of standing still got greater than
bingo.
Right.
That's the answer. Right. And there's studies out there that talk about that, as far as people's willingness to change.
Right.
And people won't change until the pain and fear associated with staying where they are is greater than the pain and fear associated with doing something different.
Right.
To change it.
Right.
Right. The scale's got to shift to where, nope, I can't stay here.
Right.
This sucks really bad.
Yeah.
That's scary. That looks painful, but it's not as bad as where I am now. Yeah, that's when people will make a shift.
And that's too bad, because really we should be making a shift well before then. And I guess that's the point. And the point is, if you feel like you're stuck, or you are stuck, or you feel like you're getting stuck, keep moving forward. And we've talked about this before. Don't move on, move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, and
Yep.
make a decision about something. And the thing that I like about what you said is, even if it's the wrong decision, the world gives you feedback as soon as you make the decision and start to move, and then you can adjust your course accordingly. There you go.
Yeah, you're doing something, and that's better than doing nothing.
You betcha.
And being stuck in place, being frozen is definitely doing nothing.
I like the metaphor of, if you're just standing still, if you're stuck in one position, then the train's going to run you over, because the train is coming. And eventually, if you're just standing still, you got to get moving forward, or get off the track, or do something. And it's so easy to talk about now today, because I don't know that I'm stuck anywhere in my life right now. I don't remember being stuck for a very long time, but when I was stuck, it was debilitating.
Well, and I think, we have the opportunity to learn. And when you experience something like that and you're able to work through it, you learn how to do that next time. And I think that learning curve gets shorter and shorter, and you can react quicker, and you stay stuck for shorter periods of time.
Yeah.
Should it occur ever again at all?
Right.
Because you know how to get out of it now.
Right.
Because you've used a strategy that works for you. And it's that very simple strategy of just moving forward, just doing something, making a little decision to take action. Doesn't have to be something huge. It's just action of some description that moves you off of the point that you're on in a forward direction.
You bet. Yeah, and it's just all of life. Absolutely. Should I quit this job? Should I take the new job? Should I move? Should I ask her out? Should I not ask her out? All the things that people struggle with on a daily basis, and that are real world issues. Should I take the pay raise? Should I take the pay cut? Should I move laterally? I mean, just whatever it is, there's standing still and feeling stuck is a horrible, horrible place to be. And make a decision and move. That's the encouragement. And so I hope somebody's listening, and they have felt that they've been stuck in some way, and they can use this as a strategy to say, okay, I just have to do something, anything.
Yeah, the difficulty's in the decision. Once you decide, it gets easier.
Yeah.
Because now you've made a decision to do something.
That's a very good point. Yeah, you're right. And like we said, again, now for the third time, it might even be the wrong decision. And don't be all stressed out about it. If you make the wrong decision, you can adjust quickly, but you can't adjust at all if you don't do something.
And that's a skill set you need to develop anyways, because not, for the most part, nothing. And I know I hesitate to say it this way because it's somewhat of a declarative statement, which I don't like.
Yeah.
I will say this. I say it's not uncommon to, in situations, take off out of the gate and realize that all of your planning and thought associated with how this needed to be done was a little flawed, and things are going to crop up that you didn't anticipate, and you have to adjust the plan.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to happen.
Of course it is. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Every single time, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you'll have to adjust, but that's the
What's
beauty of it.
What's the Mike Tyson saying, right? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Life's going to punch you in the face.
That's right.
You got to adjust
On a routine basis.
Yeah.
That's it. So that is a great topic, and that's a great subject.
It was a simple topic, and I didn't mean to throw you by throwing it out there and not really giving you anything to go on.
It's a very simple concept, but it's very profound in life.
Amen.
And that's what I appreciated about it. Now that we've started to talk about it, or started and basically finished.
Right. Yes. So we'll end by saying this: don't be frozen. Thaw yourself out and move forward.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right.
Make sure you push all those buttons
I'm
over
not
there.
frozen. I'm moving over here. I'm going to say it correctly this time.
You've made a number of mistakes on this, by the way.
No matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing, make sure between this podcast and the next, you take time
to enjoy the ride.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Graybeard Chronicles. Please subscribe so you'll receive notification when new episodes are available. To learn more about the Graybeards, visit their website, graybeardchronicles.com.